Okay, well, let's get started. We'll call to order the meeting of the Haverford Township Zoning Hearing Board of Thursday, January 21, 2021. Present at the table here with me, to my right, is Kelly Kirk, Code Enforcement Officer for Haverford Township. Is that right?
Zoning officer.
Zoning Officer, Codes Queen.
Not even.
Via Zoom is Bill Rhodes, a voting member, Ed McGargy, a voting member, Jessica Vitale, a voting member, Jesse Poynton, a voting member, Bill Malone, our somewhat esteemed solicitor, and Arlene LaRosa, our court reporter. We have only one continued case on the agenda tonight. And before we begin, Bill Rhodes, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I guess please stand if you're able and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Continued case is Z21-2, Darby Road Realty LLC, owner of 2112 Darby Road, Havertown, PA, DC folio number 2203-00677700, to seek a special exception from section 182-404B3B to permit the second floor as one apartment, while the first floor will be occupied by a commercial tenant for business use, and a variance from the minimum off-street parking requirements of section 182-707 for a residential dwelling unit. Property is zoned C3 and located in the 3rd Ward. When last we met, we requested some floor plans that showed measurements. We've received copies, but they're not identified or marked or identified for the record. Ed, if you want to submit them into the record, Ed Kelly.
Certainly, Bob. Yes, I'd like to. There are 2 floor plans. One that corresponds with the first floor at the property. The other one, which is the second floor of the property. I would introduce the first floor as, I believe we're at Exhibit 9.
Yes.
8 and 9. So
No, this would be 9 and 10, Bill.
Right, A9 is the first floor, and then A10 would be the second.
A10 would be the second floor, correct. So I'd like to introduce those these drawings as exhibits.
Okay. So they're admitted. Does any of the board members have questions about either of these exhibits?
I was just wondering, who prepared these? Were these prepared by the applicant himself or by, a third party?
At your guys' request, as we finished up last time, we just went and did a simple hand drawing. I've actually been out of the area. I had one of my guys go in and do it, and he took measurements and put them on paper for us here.
Okay.
Apologize if it's a little rough. This was his best I've heard, he said.
And Arlene, that's Mike Braffman. He was sworn at the last hearing.
Okay, and just to make sure it's clear, on Exhibit A9, it's showing that the dimensions of the first floor are 60 feet by 60 feet deep and 15 feet wide.
That was his measurements as per, as he took
And
them.
with 900 square feet on the first floor.
Correct.
And then it looks like it's the same on the second floor, 60 feet by 15 feet for 900 square feet total. So
correct. As he laid it out, yeah.
Yeah. And so the entire 2-story building here has 1,800 square feet of occupiable space.
That's my understanding as he took measurements, yes.
Is that it, Bill?
Yeah, I didn't have any other questions. Thank you.
Okay. Jesse, any questions?
And so that we're all clear, then the current approved use for 2 stories of retail at 1,800 square feet, that would equate to, if my math is correct, that would be per 200 square feet per space. So that would be allowable use of 9 parking spaces. Do I have that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
And so
I have
part
no-
of the calculation we did was using, I'll call it maybe worst case scenario, that if you count all 900 square feet as being usable or patron or whatever it would be, this would be the, to the extent and what it was used for before, it would come to, the use would have required 9 parking spaces per the code, off-street parking spaces.
I have no other questions.
Jessica,
No questions.
Ed,
Would you accept a condition that we restrict the amount of parking spaces to 2 for the second floor and 5 for the first floor, for a total of 7 parking spots? If we approve this?
I believe so. I want to just turn to Ed and just make sure that's in tune with what we discussed.
Yeah, I think that's in tune with what we discussed. Was we had talked about this again with the 900 square feet. If it's a retail use, let's say, it is the, the first floor retail. Let's say we do that. The second floor is a dwelling. You need 2 no matter what. First floor, if it's retail, it comes to about 4.5. If it were to go to, let's say, a coffee shop type of use, I think that would fall under the restaurant or similar establishments, which goes to 1 space for each 100 square feet of floor area devoted to patron use. But I think if it's going to go to that type of retail space, you have a better chance of capturing the entire 900 square feet. If it goes to a coffee shop or something like that, you're going to need area to closed off to patrons for storage and preparation of food and coffee and the like, or a small, restaurant or cafe. So I would think that and this is more for Michael's benefit. I think that those numbers actually make sense, considering the calculations that we've done and what we've talked about earlier.
Then yes, in response to the question, I just want to make sure I understood that math correctly.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that it, Ed?
No other questions.
Okay, and I don't have any questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Ed Kelly?
No, I think that I just covered that ground. That I was the one point I was going to try to drive home was, using worst case scenario of 900 for 1,800 square feet that the dress shop used, would have required, 9 off-street parking spaces. Our proposed use is the dwelling unit upstairs, which requires 2. And then if we were utilizing every square foot of the first floor, you would need 4.5. And again, so that's a drop from 9 to 6.5, just as in our argument would be, we're actually, our use would lessen what you had there previously. And it's, the building was going to be in violation no matter what, but it's not anything that Mr. Brathman or Darby Road Realty caused. So, that would be the only point I just wanted to reiterate. I know I'm repeating myself, but that would be about it.
Okay. With that, I'll ask if there's anyone present at this Zoom meeting that from the public that received certified mail that wishes to testify. Anyone present that received regular mail? Any other residents? With that, I will close the record on this case, and I will ask Ed McGargy, are you prepared to vote?
Yes, I am.
Jessica, are you prepared?
I am.
Jesse?
I am.
Bill Rhodes, are you prepared to vote?
Yes, I am.
And so am I. Bill Rhodes, would you please take this decision?
Sure. With respect to application Z21-2, I would vote to approve the requested relief subject to the following conditions. The combined use of the first and second floors shall not exceed a total of 7 parking spaces. And should such combined uses exceed 7 spaces, the applicant shall return to this board to seek further zoning relief. Secondly, the residential use shall be restricted to the second floor only. and that the project will be completed in accordance with the notes of testimony.
Jessica,
I agree.
Jesse,
I agree.
and McGargy,
I agree.
and so do I. That application's approved 5-0 with those conditions. Any other business with the board?
And others?
Nothing to discuss? Okay, well, good luck. Mike,
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I just wanted to say, I now realize that you guys all got together tonight just to vote on this, and I greatly appreciate it.
you're welcome. Good luck
Good
with
luck.
everything.
Our pleasure.
you.
Good luck.
All right, everybody stay safe. See you in a few weeks.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
For that, we are adjourned.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.